It's the first warm day of summer, and everyone's outside happy and squinting in the beautiful bright sunshine. And you reach right past every pair of shorts you own and grab for the jeans. Again, in the heat, because the backs of your thighs in the sunlight, in a photo someone might take without asking, feels worse than being miserable and sweaty all day. Somewhere along the line, you decided the dimples on your legs were a cosmetic problem to fix before you were even allowed to enjoy your own summer. And today, I'm flipping that completely on you. Cellulite isn't a character flaw, and it isn't because you ate a sweet potato or because you're getting older. When it gets worse, it's your body waving a flag about what's happening underneath it. And that thing underneath is the thing I actually help women fix. In this episode, we are going to talk about what you can do over the next 90 days to reduce cellulite on your body by addressing the root causes of cellulite. This is the Body Freedom Podcast, and I'm your host, Michele Scarlet. Let's dig into it. So here's the part that nobody likes to say out loud. 80 to 90 women have cellulite. Let's just sit in that for a minute. Not the women who don't work out, women, all of us. Olympic athletes have it, lean women have it, the 22-year-old model has it. They airbrush it out before you even see the photo. Your favorite fitness influencer, in the lighting she doesn't post, she's got it. And you walked around believing that you were the broken one. You walked around believing you were the before photo. You're not the exception. You're the rule. So let's stop treating cellulite like a flaw and start treating it like it's information your body is trying to communicate with you. Let's do a quick, what is cellulite? Because the structure actually matters. Under your skin is fat. Totally normal. You're supposed to have it. Running through it are bands of connective tissue called septi, anchoring your skin to the muscle like little tethers. In women, those bands run straight up and down. So when fat swells, it pushes up between them like stuffing through a quilt. And the bands hold the skin down in spots, and fat pushes up, tethers pull down, you get that dimpling effect. In men, those bands run in crosshatch, like a net that holds fat flat. That's the entire reason men barely get it. So this is not a discipline problem. It's the direction your tissue runs because you were born a female, and it's not your fault. So that doesn't mean that you don't look at it every single day and hate it and feel embarrassed by it. But what does that mean for you and how to get rid of it? So the fact that you have cellulite is just biology. And I want to just let you know that you will never cream or scrub your way out of this architecture. But how much it shows, how puffy it looks, how fast it got worse in the last few years, that's the part we can fix. That part is the part I'm talking to you about. And it's mostly talking about your metabolism. The products first. We have to talk about the products that address cellulite. Get that out of the way. The $40 caffeine cream, what does it do? It just dehydrates the surface of your skin for a couple of hours so it looks tighter. Then it comes right back and you feel like you failed. And a product whose only job was to fail you on schedule. Wraps that make you sweat out water, you drink that back by dinner. None of them touch the actual reason your cellulite got louder, because they were built to be repurchased, not to actually work. So who profits from you hating your legs? An industry I fight against every single day. An industry worth billions every year, built on a normal part of a female body. Trust me when I say they didn't invent a problem. They found a feature almost every woman has. They gave it an ugly name, lit it harshly, and sold you on a cure on repeat. Your insecurity is their business model. And while they had you scrubbing your thighs with coffee grounds, which by the way, I've done, not one of them told you the actual thing making it worse. So let me do it. When cellulite worsens, you're looking at three things. And all three things are metabolic, which means all three things are fixable. The first thing is fat storage. And here's where insulin comes in. When your blood sugar is swinging all over the place, your body pumps out insulin. And one of insulin's main jobs is to store fat and hang on to it. So a woman living in blood sugar chaos, which is incredibly common in perimenopause, is stuck in a near constant storage signal. More fat in those pockets means more pushing up between the bands, means louder dimpling. It didn't get worse because you're lazy. It got worse because your body is stuck in storage mode. This fix is the most powerful lever you have. Build muscle. Muscle is the most insulin sensitive tissue in your body. So more of it means you handle blood sugar better and pump out less storage signaling. And resistance training firms the structure under the skin at the same time. So it works on the metabolism from the bottom and the appearance from the top in one move. 90 days of consistent strength work is enough to start feeling both. But here's the catch. Most women don't actually know how to build muscle. Most women go into the gym, they do their HIIT cardio class. Yes, they're lifting weights, but are you actually building muscle? This could be an episode all on its own, and maybe it will be. You need to be lifting consistently the same big movements, deadlifts, squats, bench press, rows, pull-ups, push-ups. You need to be doing the basics under load, under progressive overload, week after week after week after week. And if you need help with that, send me a DM on Instagram and I will happily help you understand how to truly build muscle. This is not your Pilates class. This is not your HIIT cardio class, F45, Orange Theory. None of that is what will work. Get to the gym and lift heavy. The second is inflammation, the one almost nobody connects to their skin. Chronic low-grade inflammation degrades your connective tissue and collagen production, and it makes the whole structure less resilient and more prone to that puffy, uneven look. The same inflammation behind your joint aches and brain fog is in your fascia too. Calm it, and the tissue behaves differently. Steady your blood sugar by eating real food and enough protein instead of starving, and the inflammation and the storage signal both come down together. The third metabolic fix is circulation, because cellulite is partly a plumbing problem. When blood flow is poor and lymph is sluggish, fluid pools and everything looks puffier. This is why your legs can look different at the end of a good week versus a bad week. That's not in your head. That's fluid. Muscle, movement, hydration, and better metabolic health all move the needle here. Now, for the women in perimenopause, let's layer in estrogen over top of all three of these metabolic issues, because perimenopause turns up the volume on every single one. As estrogen drops, your skin makes less collagen fast. So the dimpling shows through thinner, less springy skin more prominently. Estrogen also affects insulin sensitivity. So the meal that was fine at 35 spikes your blood sugar at 47. And it supports circulation. So blood flow to the area drops. Perimenopause isn't one hit to your legs. It's a metabolic triple. This is why cellulite seemed to get worse out of nowhere in your 40s. And this is why things stopped working in your 40s. You didn't stop trying, your metabolism changed, and nobody told you the rules that changed with it. And here's the part that makes me want to throw my freaking phone across the room. The wellness internet space looks at that same woman and tells her to eat less and move more. That's not just useless information. It actually backfires on every single woman that I see. Undereating and chronic cardio wreck your blood sugar, spike your stress hormones, lose the muscle that supports the tissue, and cranks up inflammation. You can do everything they said and watch it get worse. And then you blame yourself. Come on, guys, they built it that way. They are not a billion-dollar industry for nothing. You're not eating wrong. You're a woman whose metabolism is shifting, handed advice written for a body that doesn't exist anymore. Every one of those levers runs on one thing most women in midlife are quietly undereating: protein. You need it to build the muscle that fixes your insulin sensitivity, to give your skin the raw materials to make collagen. And it's the single most blood sugar steadying thing on your plate. Most women I work with are coming in well under, not because they're lazy, but because they were taught for 30 years to fear food and shrink portions, and protein got caught in the crossfire. There is so much noise around what women should be doing every day: getting more protein, getting more steps, doing red light, detoxing their body, doing coffee enemas. I am guilty of it as well. But protein is one I will never waver on. If there is any advice, you need 0.8 grams to 1 gram per pound of body weight that you want to be. That means if I am 130 pounds, I want to eat around 130 grams of protein every single day. And this is where I'll tell you what I use, because it's the easiest fix in this episode. I keep Paleo Valley's grass-fed whey protein on my kitchen counter every single day. It's what I have every single morning in my yogurt bowl. I just did an Instagram reel on it if you want the recipe. It's clean, it's grass-fed, no junk on the label, and it makes hitting my protein goals stupidly simple, which is the only kind of simple that survives a real week. My links are in the show notes if you want to make this part as easy on yourself as possible. I get 50 grams of protein per breakfast every single day. So here's the promise, and I'll be straighter than anyone in this industry has ever been with you. And I'd be a liar if I told you you'd have cellulite-free legs by August. I won't do that because that's the exact lie that's been sold to you your entire life. And I'm not going to be one more voice that lets you down. Nobody can promise that. 80 to 90% of women have this written into their tissue, and no jar is rewiring your fascia. But here's what I will promise. In 90 days, you can be metabolically healthier than you've been in over a decade. Steadier blood sugar, less inflammation, more muscle, better circulation, a body no longer stuck screaming storage, storage, storage. And your legs will reflect that because they were reflecting the dysfunction the whole time. Not an improvement that fades by dinner, the visible side effect of the body that's actually working again. That's real. It's earned and it actually lasts. And it's the exact work I do with women. I'm not coddling them. We're not doing coffee scrubs. We're not eating less. We are fixing the engine so the body follows. Which brings me back to the shorts. Do the work because it heals your metabolism and protects your whole midlife, and let your legs change as the beautiful side effect. But do not postpone your life for one more summer waiting on a result 90% of women never get. Think about the math on what you've been doing. Skipping the pool days, skipping the beach days, the back of every photo because you don't want your arm to look fat in a picture, sweating through jeans in 30-degree heat to hide a feature the woman laughing next to you in shorts has too. She just decided not to let it run her life. The most rebellious thing you can do this summer is just put on the shorts while you're still healing, while you're still doing the work. Heal your metabolism. Eat the protein, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that you want to be. Build the muscle, and then wear the shorts. Sit in the sun, get in the photo, in the front, where you belong. Not as a reward for fixing yourself, but because the healing and the living are allowed to happen at the same time. 90 days from now, you can be stronger, steadier, less inflamed, and free. Or you can be exactly here, still scrubbing, still hiding, still funding the people who need you to feel small in order to make money. I know which one I want for you. And if you want a partner in the actual work, that's what I'm here for. If this cracked something open for you, come find me on Instagram. I'm right there in your corner. Link is in the show notes. And if you're ready to understand what's actually happening with your metabolism in midlife, take my free metabolism quiz. It's the best place to start. It takes 2 minutes and it meets you exactly where you are. That link is in the show notes too. You don't have to earn your summer. It's 3 months long. It's short. Go heal your engine and go put on the shorts. I'll see you next week.